it's Lynette Shepherd from Movers and Shapers. Thank you for joining me. Welcome back. If you've seen my videos before, if you're new, thanks for checking us out. Which reminds me, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, press push notifications. No, post notifications. My producer is telling me what to say. And then I have the link to my website down below. I have the link to Facebook and Instagram. Please follow me. If you think these videos would be interesting to anybody else, share them, please. I would really appreciate it. So today, I am making an egg bake, one of my favorite things to make during detox week, because you're so overwhelmed with all the new foods, the new preparation, and the schedule that you're on. The last thing you need to be thinking about is one more thing. So this gives you the ability to make this egg bake the day before you start, and you've got breakfast for the whole week. You don't have to think about it. Super easy to make, so good for you because it's literally egg whites and veggies. So that's what we're gonna start with. We're gonna start with liquid egg whites. You can get the other liquid eggs, but they kind of freak me out because they add stuff to them to make them yellow and stuff. So I kind of like sticking with this. Or you can crack a million eggs, but okay, I got it. A little heavy. Anyway, we're using this as our mixing bowl. I'm gonna first put the egg whites in the bowl. All right, then I'm gonna be adding onions, spinach, and mushrooms and seasonings. Now, when you're not in detox, you can add cheese. Feta cheese, Parmesan cheese. I always recommend a stronger cheese, but during the 30-day jumpstart and any detox, you want to stay away from dairy. And I'm going to be honest with you, I am not a fan of dairy on a regular basis anyway. I will treat myself to some cheese once in a while, but it's not something I keep in the house. It's usually something that I eat when I'm out, instead of asking somebody to remove it. Even though when I'm in detox, I will ask them to remove it. So, chopping up just some different kinds of onions. And we're gonna throw this in the egg whites. I'm gonna show you how not to start an onion. Danny, my husband, I love you, but you don't know how to cut an onion. So I'll show you what he did. I'll show you what not to do. Somebody's always gotta make it challenging. Leave it to your husband. And red onions are good to cook with because they can be very strong. So they add a lot of extra flavor. And you know what? They add color too. So, okay, look what he did. So he cut it from the top to the bottom, which I guess isn't the worst thing, but you're better off cutting the ends off. You know what I think it is? I always cut the ends off first and then cut it down the middle. And I think he did it backwards, which is still, to me, the wrong way. But, you know, whatever. Opposites attract. All right, this one's gonna be a lot easier to chop. Being laughed at. Okay. And my philosophy is you can never have enough onions in anything because they cook down. They are so good for you. And here's another thing too. If onions bother you, usually when they're cooked, they're less offensive to your digestive system and anything else that might concern you. Next, I'm going to do mushrooms. One of the things I want you to know is I don't always buy pre-sliced mushrooms. They were on sale and it was convenient. I still like to chop them up a little bit more instead of having the big hunks in there. Personal preference. If you want to just dump a big, the 8 ounces, it's 8 ounces, the 8 ounce container in there, go ahead. I just like them chopped up. The advantage to pre-sliced mushrooms is the convenience. The disadvantage is anytime a vegetable is cut, it starts losing value, nutritive value. So keep that in mind. We're gonna dump this in. Like I said, this was a little 8 ounce container. Usually I do a half an onion. I did a little more than a half an onion for this egg bake. This is a 5 ounce container of spinach. It's usually, you want to use 3 cups, and this has 3 to 4 cups, so I could use the whole thing. Thinking that it might be a little bit too much, and the only bad thing about having too much spinach is it'll stick out on top and get a little crispy. But again, not the worst thing. The more veggies, the better. This is a perfect protein, vegetable, fiber combo. There's a saying we have, protein and fiber with every meal makes staying healthy or losing inches no big deal. So this is about 20 servings per container at 5 grams per serving. So if you divide that, let's say by 7, just to make it easier, that would be 5 times 20, that's 100 grams of protein in the whole thing. So let's divide that by 8. So you're getting about a little more than 10 to 12 grams of protein in one slice. And that's like 2 ounces of protein or 2 eggs. So that's perfect for a detox breakfast with all these veggies in there. We're going to throw this in here. Okay, we're going to stir this up. And I'm going to add all my delicious seasonings. I'm pretty basic with seasonings. Almost everything I make has onion powder, garlic powder, sometimes a little red pepper. I like some spice, and my husband does too, but I'll keep it mild so I can add extra spice later. And then Lowry seasoning salt or salt and pepper, whatever your preference is. You could use garlic salt. Use what you like, but that's how I start everything. So I'm just going to dump a little bit of this in here. Also, I like keeping videos and cooking simple and affordable. So that is another reason why I stick with chopping up my own veggies. It costs a little bit more, but time is money. So if you're short on time and it's valuable to you to have all those cut up ahead of time, do it. I also sometimes invest in better spices that might cost a little bit more because you don't have to use as much, and there is a difference in the quality of your spices. And same with olive oils and vinegars and things like that. But guess what? It doesn't have to be the most expensive. It can be the affordable ones. All right, so here we are stirring everything up. So that looks good. We're going to pour that into the cast iron skillet. Now you can use a casserole dish. You can use a, like a 9x12. If you're taking this somewhere, you could also, I always chop up the onions a little bit in there. Put it in a disposable one, those tins. Those are great. Again, if you're busy and you just don't need extra work and you want to get the disposable ones, great. You can also then, once it's cooked, cut it into 8 pieces or 6, whatever you prefer, and put them in little baggies. And then you don't have to worry about doing that the next day. And I'm going to add my favorite thing in the whole world, chia seeds and flax seeds, ground chia seeds and flax seeds. My kids had this in their food all growing up because it adds fiber and it adds a ton of nutrients and good omega fats. So I sprinkle that on top. Gives it a little extra fiber, gives it those omegas, a little extra protein. And I just have a little processor that grinds it up, and then I put this little thing on it. I use Bob's Red Mill. I do not buy pre-ground flaxseed, but again, if you don't have the mill or the processor, go ahead. The only reason I grind this stuff up with the chia seeds is chia seeds do get gelatinous and they expand if it's in liquid, and this way it keeps it all on a more finer ground seed. I have the oven preheated at 350 degrees. I'm going to put this in for 45 minutes. And there we go. All finished. All right, there we go. This is our egg bake. Now, here's something I want to tell you too. There are certain things I like seasoning my egg bakes with. I just brought some of my favorite. Everything bagel seasoning. Well, first of all, I like this stuff on everything. My favorite one comes from Aldi's because it's relatively inexpensive, and if you can save some money, let's do it. Nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast comes with a ton of added benefits, but the biggest one during detox week or the 30 days is it makes things taste cheesy. Vegans use this to make their macaroni and cheese. This stuff is amazing. And then this is just a local hot sauce. Any kind of hot sauce. You could even use a buffalo sauce on this just to make it more flavorful. Anything you like, salsa, you could put on there. You can add added veggies. You could saute up some asparagus and add it on top. Sometimes I like to slice tomatoes and put them on top. So there's a lot you can do with this to make it how you like it and different every day. Thanks for joining me. Remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications Follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and the website. All the links are down below. Listen, I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Share it with anybody who you think would see value in it. And we'll see you next time.